Police officers deal with countless criminals, but what happens when they stop individuals who are pretending to be their co-workers?
All right, turn around and face the other way. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for impersonating law enforcement, all right?
Here are two fake cops that realize they've been arrested. Starting off, this man's name is Jackson Jones. He was pulled over by cops after multiple calls came in about an officer who was allegedly aggressively questioning innocent civilians about random things. Take a look at how it all begins.
Do you have any weapons in the car or anything like that? Like a gun or anything like that?
I don't even have a gun.
Okay.
I'm 19 years old. I ain't gonna if this is gonna cause problems and the truck's over there, I'm just gonna take out the vest. And I'm from Tennessee, so.
Okay. Why are you wearing the vest?
Like I said, I drove from all the way from Tennessee, but I'm not gonna have people call me when I don't even live in this damn state.
Okay.
It's gonna piss me off.
You're a deputy sheriff?
Well, I mean, I work at the sheriff's office.
Okay.
So, I mean, what?
Were you a corrections officer for the sheriff's office?
Jones claims to be from Tennessee, quite far from where he was stopped in Oklahoma. And it's odd that he's still wearing his police gear while off duty. So, understandably, the cops get suspicious of him and question him further.
Okay. Why do you wear a vest outside of the facility? Is this an agency vehicle, or is this your personal vehicle?
This is my Kia.
Okay. It's just a little odd because whenever I worked in the jail, I took my crap off, especially if I was taking a long drive from Tennessee.
That's exactly what I say, man. If I
Look,
work
I will tell you guys the same
thing.
thing. I have been pulled over so many times in Tennessee and Arkansas.
Right.
Okay? They know. I have told them every single
That
cop.
might be true, but
And
it's just a
Oklahoma's
little
pulled me
odd.
over before too, wearing this stuff. I mean, like every time I come up here, I mean, like they don't. All they say is it's just odd. I never see it. I was
Right.
like, well, I mean, like, well, guess what? Yeah, I like wearing it. Just like in Tennessee, I got pulled over for it. And guess what?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's against the law or anything. It's just
And I've even
odd.
had it taken off, and I've had it set right here before, and they're like, and I get yelled at for. They're like, well, it's kind of weird that you got your belt and your vest.
You got any kind of employment identification?
Dude, they don't give me that when you work at the jail.
Really? You don't have like an access card or an ID badge or anything for the facility that you work at?
I don't. I can show you my bank stuff. That helps you. Think of mine. Y'all think of mine. I mean,
Oh, so my only deal is when you wear.
Finance, Campbell County. There you go.
Yeah.
This
Are
is
you
my
commissioned to
bank
carry a gun?
stuff. No, I'm not even.
You're not? Okay.
I don't even have a gun on me.
Well, you realize wearing the sheriff on your chest is basically impersonating law enforcement,
Is that
whether or not you're carrying a gun.
Jackson?
Okay. But are you commissioned to be carrying a gun, and do you have arrest powers?
I don't. What do you mean? I don't even have a gun.
That's beside the fact. You're wearing a patch that says sheriff.
Okay.
That's impersonating law enforcement.
I've worn it all the time at the jail before, though.
Okay, well that might be true and fine within the jail, but when you come out to public, you don't have any arrest powers. You're not commissioned.
I'll just.
Do you understand?
I understand that. I don't understand what you're talking
And you got alcohol in the vehicle.
about. Well, it's not mine.
Well, that's beside the point.
It's my girlfriend,
But,
and I don't drink. So
well, it doesn't matter. You realize transporting open container, if any of that's opened or partially missing, that it doesn't matter whose it is. If you're in the vehicle with it, you can be arrested for transporting open container.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's not. I literally. It's not mine, man. She bought it.
As the officers couldn't find any proof that Jones was a legitimate law enforcement officer, they grew increasingly suspicious of his actions. Wearing a police uniform, stopping civilians, and having alcohol in the vehicle raised red flags and led them to dig deeper into his intentions and activities.
And you don't have a gun with you or anything like that?
You can search the car.
I can search the car?
I mean,
Is that what you said?
You asked me if I had a gun on me. I don't have a gun on me.
I was just asking if you had a gun on you. You
No, I
said
really
something about I can search the car.
I don't.
You don't mind if I search the car?
I don't think you search the car.
Okay, cool. Step on out if you don't mind. Drop your cord there. Alright, face the vehicle. I'll just check you for, make sure you don't have any guns or nothing.
I'm not trying to bother you.
Okay. Okay. Alright. If you wouldn't, that's fine. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and take the vest off and just sit it in the car. So do you wear this vest carrier on duty?
No.
In the jail?
I mean, like I can. I usually wear it under my hood shirt.
Okay.
What vehicle was it that you stopped and talked to?
I didn't stop at no vehicle.
No, I mean, you said that you stopped and talked
You
to
talked
somebody.
to-
And it was some truck, but then he left out of the parking lot.
Okay.
But all I did, literally, I went up to
Let's
him.
go ahead. Get the vest off for me. And the only reason I'm having you take it off is so I don't have to worry about the knives or anything you may have on you.
Really?
That's fine. I mean, I've seen a lot worse. All right, if you'll just go sit on the curb up there.
Jones, dressed in full police uniform, lacks jurisdiction to make public arrests, raising suspicions about his actions. During a vehicle search, Jones's delusional behavior continues when he asks to sit in the front seat, indicating his belief that the officers are colleagues, highlighted by his thin blue line hoodie.
Like I said, I'm not trying to have no problems.
Okay. We'll just check everything out. If everything's good, then we'll go on. Why don't we go have a seat in my Tahoe? I'll have a seat in my Tahoe. No, back seat. Who are you on the phone with?
That's my girlfriend. She lives over there in Luther.
Okay. Let me hang up the phone. We can't have people in the back seat with phones. Thanks.
He says he didn't actually see anybody, he didn't stop and talk to anybody. Like,
Oh, okay.
he was parked into a parking spot. He seen the kid walking around the parking lot a little bit. Looked over at him. They kind of made eye contact from him. He started kind of giggling because of the way he was acting. He looked inside of his car like he was looking for something. Then got in. Then got out and came over to his truck and was like, "What's so funny? What are you doing?" Or, just being kind of an ass.
Right.
And then goes, "Well, I was making a traffic stop and you're over here, da-da-da-da." But he doesn't actually see anybody. He didn't see any interaction between
I'm going to be at 23rd and Westminster on the Edward,
He does have an open
Frank,
container.
Charles, 348.
One empty bottle, one partially missing bottle, and then two more to go, and it was a pack of 6.
It looks like he's been driving.
Right. Just all kinds of red flags, man. I would not drive from Tennessee with a vest carrier on,
No.
or even a duty belt on.
As soon as I get off, I take that shit off. Yeah. I'm tired of being in it.
I hate
Get
driving
out.
from Topgolf to my house with this shit on.
But then, it's about to be revealed who Jones actually is. The officers want to talk to his supervisor, who could easily confirm him being legit or not. Here's what happens.
Did you order it online?
No,
From a friend, or
I didn't get it out.
bought it at a store?
It's a police store over there in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh,
You
okay.
can only be law enforcement to get it. I bought it like 4 months ago.
494 973.
Like I said, I mean, you can take all this stuff from me and keep me out of trouble.
Okay.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, I bought all that stuff. None of that stuff was given to the county, so it ain't like I stole it.
Okay. All right. Give me your phone back.
Like I said, I'm not going to see GPS.
All right. Cool. Hey, can you transfer me to a number? 423-494-9736. Yes, this is Deputy Mike Hansen with the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. I'm out on a individual saying he works for Campbell County Sheriff's Office by the name of Jackson Jones. If you'll give me a call back, 405-869-2501. 2501. That is our dispatch number, and they can have you transferred to me. All right. So it went to a voicemail. So that's like not an official work number. It's his.
When Jones handed over a fake phone number that had no connection to a legitimate police department, it became clear that he had dishonest motives. However, his deception was unraveled when the person he had pulled over arrived at the scene and exposed the truth.
Second. All right, tell me exactly what you just said.
Because he was dressed like a cop.
Yeah.
He had a sheriff thing, but it had sheriff written on the side right.
Right.
And I live on 62 off of Adam Road. He was sitting in a driveway,
251.
right beside 62 Highway. And I pulled up and I was staring at him because he was in there kind of cockeyed. And I was like, we live on a one way in, one way out. And you know, we always are watching for cars. And I sat there and I was staring at him. And I was staring for about 2 minutes and staring at him. And I'm like, man, who's this guy? It's kind of odd. He's in our neighbor's driveway. And I sat there and stared at him, and I drove off. He got right behind me and started following. And he's driving along. He was right on me. And I was like, almost on this on it to get pop.
This is from over by the Harrah Agmar. From there all the way to the Sonic.
All the way to Sonic and Harrah. And I pulled in Sonic, he pulled in behind me. He gets out, and I said, can I help you, sir? He's like, well, I was wondering what was your problem? You were staring at me over in the driveway. And I said, yeah, I was kind of curious who you was because that's kind of odd that I didn't know who you was. I was kind of curious. I lived down this road. I was kind of see what was going on. And I was staring at you to see who you was. He goes, I'm a undercover cop for Wellston. And I run, my partner, I run with the highway patrolman out of Wellston. Okay. And I said, so, just be curious, you look pretty young, how old are you? He was, I'm 22 years old, just turned 22. I was like, man, you're pretty young to be a cop, to be an investigator.
Right.
And I said, what brings you to be a cop? Is it like, is it in the family or whatever? You know, try to just talk to him. And he goes, yeah, a lot of my family are cops and stuff, and I became a cop when I was 18. And then he goes, well, I got a call, I got to let you go. And then he left. And then when he left, he came towards by the bridge on a turnpike bridge, and he took the U-turn and was trying to pull another car. He started flashing his lights at him.
Really?
And I didn't know if they pulled over or not, but he was flashing his lights like he was trying to pull them over. I was like.
Upon receiving information from a witness that Jones was stopping people without any apparent reason and had provided contradictory statements regarding his law enforcement affiliation, the officers made the decision to arrest him.
All right. Turn around around, face the other way. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for impersonating law enforcement, alright? And then you also have a charge for transporting an open container.
Jones could serve up to 3 years in jail for impersonating a police officer, possibly with a fine for the open container charge. But the most important outcome is that he's no longer a threat on the streets. Next up, while patrolling the area, the police came across Daniel Nelson near a vehicle that looked remarkably like a police car, complete with lights and emblems. Nelson explained that he was a volunteer for a church, conducting patrols to assist homeless individuals. However, the officers began to have doubts about his story.
This guy's on. He gave me his card, but see if you can try to grab a VIN on it for me while I'm talking to him. Does he have any type of... He works for a church. There's no plate on it. I just noticed. I mean, I noticed before, after you talked to me, that there was no plate on it, but he's got a dog in there, just be aware.
So I'll be out and about.
Yeah.
Well, everywhere, like anywhere I can walk, but I try to stay on the main streets because I had a couple situations where I'm there for people that's like, trying to take what you have.
Well, he explained the scenario to me. I can talk to you later. Before I called it out, he waved down. He's looking for a homeless person. He works for some church, but it's just...
And then, like I said, my block is right there. And
You work right now?
Huh?
You work right now?
Yeah, I'm working right now. I'm working at Beans and Barley's on the Lower East Side.
Okay.
And that's what I was saying. I walked all the way from Lower East Side, then turned around and actually came back and walked down here.
What time did you get up work today?
I got off about 3.
3 this afternoon?
Yeah, 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have nothing to do. So, I mean, I could do something, but I try not to be around them type of people, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because the things to do, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm over here hanging out with y'all, but it's like at the same time, I'm really draining my resources. And
I'm just a little concerned just because you're walking over here and
oh no,
got off work at 3, but then you say you go back to the lake and then you came back to here.
I can't. Well, I do that. I don't know, it's my ADHD. I mean, I've been over here for 26 years, so I mean.
12 hours difference, though.
Huh?
It's 12 hours difference.
Yeah, but I've been over here for 26 years. Like, this is the first time to be really honest with you, what I'm doing is not out of the ordinary. It's what I've been doing.
I'm just concerned.
No, I understand why you're concerned, because it's like, why is this kid walking in the middle of the night?
Well, a lot
what
of the
is
stuff
he
that
doing?
you say isn't really kind of adding up too either, though.
What you mean? Like me?
Well, you got off at work at 12, and then you came through here, but then you just came from over by the lake, and then now you're
Yeah, because I walked to the lake, then walked back here. And then
You said you're just going home?
Yeah.
Basically,
Okay.
but I went on a long walk before I came home, basically. Long story short.
What's your concern that you're out here in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock, you know? I got called over for another person, you just happen to be here at the same time.
Right, and you just, like what you said to me earlier, you just checking on, like, what is you doing?
I just want to make sure you're all right.
I'm fine. It's just, this ain't nothing unordinary. The only thing that's out of the ordinary is, y'all being here. Because honestly, I don't see many
Well, I mean, you
cops
can't
come
really
through
say
here.
it anything. It's 3 o'clock in the morning walking through the woods.
Well, I'm just saying I've been here for years, and not many cops get called through and up and through here unless
I
something
happen to be
is
here on a whole
actually
different
going
area,
on.
not even for you, so.
Well, but I'm saying, like, from what I know, if y'all here, something happened.
Well, I'm
That's
here
what
on
I'm
a
saying.
separate entity. I'm not a part of that.
But something happened. You say it's a dude.
I'm here for something else, but
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
they're their own.
Okay, well.
Nelson said he was dispatched to help a homeless person, but became wary when the police requested his date of birth, eventually discovering they used it for an investigation.
Hang on here, I'm gonna check. I could hear him in there talking to his dogs.
Despite signs indicating someone was inside, including a fake police car, barking dogs, and early morning activity, Nelson didn't answer the door, but he later voluntarily turned himself in at the police station.
You can relax that seat, make sure you can relax that seat, make sure everyone will do.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop the questioning and remain silent at any time you wish, and the right to ask for and have a lawyer at any time you wish, including during the questioning. Do you understand each of these rights? Say yes. Yes. Okay. Realizing that you...
During a very long questioning, Nelson came across as delusional and refused to acknowledge the wrongdoing of his actions, insisting that he was carrying out God's work.
I associated myself with being a police officer. It's never changed. Never.
I'm just telling you, our witness says you did it at least twice.
Twice?
You identified yourself as a police officer twice while you were talking to him. He said you identified yourself, and that's the only reason he stopped to speak with you.
So at this point...
He said he felt it was odd that you would stop him while walking.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right, but why would you stop to talk to somebody at 3 in the
Because he
morning?
matched the description of somebody I was in. Backpack, same very thing I told you.
Yeah, you told me it was a white subject that was your...
See that with his hoodie on. We're in the middle of a dark alley.
Okay, but once you realized it wasn't...
I just started making conversation.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm going to be concerned for the well-being of the people also at 3 o'clock in the morning. I just wanted to make sure they're right, just like I do.
You know, he said the only reason he stayed there to talk to you was because he felt you were the police, because you said you were police.
There you go. He said he felt I was the police.
Because you said you were police, is what he said.
It's going to stay the same as it always has been.
Okay.
I've never once in my entire career of doing this for a decade, devoted to God, have ever made that statement.
Okay.
And I will swear that on God, the Bible, and this day of the first Advent.
Throughout the entire interrogation, Nelson insisted that he worked for God and the church, claiming he was there to help people. However, given the witness statement and his patrol vehicle equipped with sirens and lights, the police didn't buy his story. This raises the question of what he was really doing talking to people at 3 a.m., and it's no surprise that he's facing at least a year in Wisconsin State Prison.